once you are grateful for what you have, then hope becomes possible, because once you're grateful for the here and now, you're not wanting for anything more. You're actually making the most of it. So I suppose like real hope comes from seeing what you've already got rather than what you don't have.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Dave, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, Chris, how's it going?
Awesome, you can hear me. And the little circles going around your picture there on the screen. And there we are. Yay.
Oh, here we go. I've got your picture up.
I guess I can see you now. I can see you. You're walking.
I can't see you, but that's fine.
Oh, really? Well, hang on. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see. Just turn the video off. Now I'm turning the video back on. And you see me?
Yay! There we are.
Awesome, man. So,
how's it going?
Good. So, where are you right now in the world?
I am in London, so South London, like Brixton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so it's 3:00 in the afternoon here, on a really blurry grey day. So,
but isn't that the way it always is in London? I hear it's just always.
Yeah, I would like to lie to you and say, no, it's beautiful. No, it's always rubbish. Like, I still choose to live here. Terrible weather.
So,
well, what about you? Where are you now?
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, so smack in the middle of the States, and it's a really bleary, gray day. But yesterday it was like 70 degrees and sunny, so I can't complain. Most of our days are good. They really are.
Wow.
All right, so you are a stand-up comedian. Are you standing right now? Are you standing up?
I am actually standing right now, just to prove to you. You know?
Yeah, see,
I'm trying to take the light as well. It's kind of, I'm really dark. Right, I think that's better. You think that's better? Yeah, cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you're good. No, so when I was a kid, I used to think that stand-up comedians mean they had to stand up because they always stand there behind a microphone in front of a brick wall, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like? So you live in one of the cloudiest, foggiest cities on the planet, and you're a comedian. That either seems like the worst place possible to be a comedian or the easiest place possible because everybody's just desperate to laugh.
I think that's kind of generally the English way. People just need to laugh, you know. And there's so little to laugh about. I love it. I'm very lucky. I've always loved. I grew up kind of far away. Well, in English terms, far away from London, and I've always wanted to live in London. So I'm very, very lucky to live here. I think it's probably more the artificial lights. That's the nearest we get to sunlight, and London has a lot of them, so it's fine, you know.
So my wife really, really, really wants to visit London, and we've never been over there. We're gonna try to do that next summer. So if we come to London, obviously you're going to host us for 3 weeks straight and just feed us and take us everywhere and give us the best cars and the best hotel. I appreciate that. That's so kind.
That's all right, mate. I'm glad we had this chat. Yeah, the limos. You can see my meager flat. But if you do come over, please let me know. That would be great.
Oh, really? I'd love to hook up. But where do you suggest? So crazy Americans show up and we're gonna spend a week in London. What are the top 2 or 3 things we have to do?
Great question. I think, well, for hotels, you've got Top Secret Hotel. You get 4 5-star hotels at like rock bottom prices.
Right.
So that's a really, really good one. If you want to go to the theatre, there's loads of different stuff going on. Again, lastminute.com, you can get like 10 to 15 quid for like West End shows.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Wow.
If you want comedy, hey, Comedy Store is always going to be the top one.
Okay.
It's a little bit expensive, about 20 quid, but
yeah.
the best stand-up you're ever going to get.
Nice.
I really love the South Bank as well. I could bore you for hours with this.
Oh, this is great. And you better believe I'm going to be sending you an email if we get to do it. Yeah. Okay. You got it. All right, man. So we're asking 1,000 people around the globe the same 5 questions about the subject of hope. And, you know, some people say they believe in it. Some people don't. Even on our survey, some people say they do, some don't. So this is not about me. This is about you. I appreciate you being willing to be one of our 1,000 people on our survey. All right. So this is the first time we've interviewed a professional comic. So I'm kind of curious about this because, we usually feel happier and walk away with our minds off of our daily troubles after we laugh real good. And they say laughing is one of the best things for a human soul. And I think that's true. But this isn't about you being a comic. This is about you being you, which is a comic. But you know what I'm saying? You don't have to put on a show here. So here are the questions. Question 1, what is your definition or your favorite quote or your belief about the subject of hope?
Great question. That's a big question as well. I think for me, hope is feeling like you're not trapped, feeling like everything is doable, everything is within arm's reach. Those beautiful kind of like Friday nights where you've just checked out of the office and everything feels airy. I think hope is, it's like, I think it's a kind of, it's a belief, but also at the same way a mindset as well. And I think it's hope can lead to hope. And also I think it's something that's what's the word? It's kind of like, it's quite fertile in how it can help other people. And a lot of the time I think that hope, it can be the last bastion of people who've got nothing else, but I would like to think that it's a genuine kind of like look ahead to where things might be better, kind of like a lifeline to grab a hold of.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's great. Okay, question 2, who's shared hope with you? Who's been a great giver of hope in your life, in your past?
Wow, great giver of hope. Just the one?
You can pick 3 if you, obviously I'm on that list now because I've known you for 10 minutes.
You are.
But
You are.
no, you can pick as many as you want. 1 or 2 or 10, I don't care.
I don't know why, always old people, right? Like my gran, loved my gran to bits.
Yeah.
I think old people, because they've already, like, they've nearly won the race, if you get what I mean with that. And like, she was just brilliant, man. Like she was great. And just this little old lady, she'd had this amazing, colourful life. She'd lived during the war. She got through it. She had such a beautiful optimism. She had her husband, she had a family, also a grandson. So that kind of gave me hope that, hey, yeah, things are going to be all right, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
I guess another one as well, if I'm honest, is I'm still currently going through therapy for my kind of anorexia and stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
My therapist, she gives me so much hope.
Good call.
Incredible.
That's great. That's a good point. Nobody ever mentions their therapist, but that is a really good point. Those are the ones who really do guide us so skillfully,
And so astutely as well. She's amazing. She really, really, really gives me hope. And so that's kind of like, I've done the future with Gran, I've done the present with that. And I suppose I've grown up, I was the youngest kid of the family, never had younger cousins. And this time last year, I had a little niece. My sister gave birth. And she's a dude, man. Like, she's just amazing. So I kind of think my little niece, MJ, she's kind of my hope as well, because I can already see her grow up and develop. And like, having kids around, I never knew how much it makes you think about the person that you are, the person that you want to be, and the person you are to them. And that's just kind of, that's given me a lot of hope.
That's really cool. Great example. Awesome. Okay, question 3. A time in your life when you've really needed to use the hope that you've got inside you. Is there, you're doing a lot of cool stuff that most of us don't get to do. And has it always been peaches and cream for you? Or is there a time when you really had to lean back and use that hope?
There's been a lot of, obviously, in everyone's life, a lot of shit times. I think the best examples are I'll do the happy one second, but like, I used to work in radio, and this is great. I don't know how, honestly, Chris. Doesn't mean to sound arrogant. Wait until the end of the story because you realize it's not arrogant. I was the sponsorship and promotions manager for the UK's 3rd largest radio network.
Whoa!
And it was ridiculous. I was 23 at the time, and when I took the job, I thought I would be manager in the sense that I'd just be managing things. I didn't realize I was managing people. And I was 23. The youngest girl on my team was 28, and I'm an idiot. Like, I should never have got that job. And it was great. I had a ball, right? And it was, come on, like, there was no way I could ever do that job. And I will never forget one Thursday, I went into the office. I walked along the South Bank, beautiful, got into the office, met with a client. Genuinely, this is horrible, and I'm not proud of it, but I still loved it in the same way. Went out in Soho, went to a champagne bar, and then took a client for like a lobster lunch. Got a call through from my phone, and I accidentally lost £1 million on track. It's so funny.
Whoa!
It's so funny. This is just a normal day. So it's just like, it was a contract that was worth £500,000. That was right. It was only £500,000. And everything had been going wrong at the office, and I've been trying to put on like a bit of a kind of show to this client. I got back to the office, and me and my manager went out for a coffee, and he fired me then and there. He fired me on the spot, and it was like too big to like get in my mind.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll never forget, I went to a park with some of my mates, and jokingly, even though I'd just been sacked, some of them said, well, this is the park. You should get used to it because you'll probably be living here now. Which I thought was amazing.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
And, yeah, I was like, just guys. And it was just so lovely. But I think the hope that I had was, genuinely, I felt this huge release because I was shit at the job. Like, I got fired from it for good reason. I never even appealed that. I was so rubbish. So the hope there was kind of like, actually sort of like, yeah, I think now I can use this. Now things can get better. And there was a hope there. There was a hope that I was going to get money. There was a hope I was going to be a job. But there was also a hope of like a kind of a better suited future.
Yeah.
That's the kind of more sad one. The sort of light-hearted one. I used to work for Yelp. They came over to England, and I helped set up their European office. And wicked, got nothing bad to say about them. A lot of people. I just love the people from New York, San Francisco. I love like American culture. They taught me about Thanksgiving. I loved it.
Thanksgiving.
It got to a state. Yeah, I know. It was so. They brought in pumpkin pie and man.
So this is how we celebrate leaving your country. Here's a pumpkin pie. Is that what they told you?
To be honest, I was like, fair play. You know, you're better off over there. You know, so great. And it kind of got to a state at Yelp where it was a really tough decision, but comedy was taking off, and I couldn't split focus between my job and also my comedy, and I made a ridiculous decision, and I said, look, I'm gonna have to quit. And I did it all sort of by the book, and they were incredible. I will never forget, they said to me like, well, you've got to do it, and good luck. My manager was amazing. And I went downstairs, went for a coffee, and I was talking to one of my mates. We had lunch together, and there was just that hope of like, even now, even everything falls flat on its ass, even if I can't afford money or whatever, I'm just so hopeful about what's coming and so pleased that I took the plunge. And that was 3 years ago, and I've never regretted it, man. It's just amazing.
That's a great story. It's a great. Both of those stories are kind of turning the page and moving on to that new phase. You know, getting with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, great. So, how are you sharing hope with people today? That's question 4. What do you do on a daily basis to bring hope to other people?
Bringing hope to other people, I suppose first rate is try to be there for them. I think that's kind of really important in hope, because a lot of the time it's got to be a really personal thing. So you've got to be able to sort of stand there and say, tell me, talk to me, make sense of it when you talk to me. I think the second one as well, try and put a positive spin on things. Try and, because I never want to be that guy that people are like, oh my God, that was so boring kind of thing. And if you can be positive, if you can try and be a bit optimistic, that really kind of gains momentum, and other people do that as well. Yeah. And I get, to be honest, something that I've found like over the past kind of couple of years is be authentic. I like when I was a kid, I really used to struggle. I don't fit in like posh places. I don't fit in very manly environments.
Yeah, I know.
And it's only been a couple of years I've been like, I'm cool with that. And if I'm in, say, like a sports bar, I'm not going to be like, whoa, yeah, this, like, I'm just going to try and be myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what I can do.
Good.
So I suppose that kind of lead by example, I suppose.
Man, that's good. Good stuff. Great stuff. So be optimistic, be who you are. And your first one just left me. It was, listening to people, kind of being there for people. Yeah. In real situations, not just, oh yeah, how you doing? Having a good day? Great. See ya. But like, hey, what's going on? You know?
I think hope a lot of the time comes from the here and now, looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I think hope is almost like a perspective of like an open road.
Yeah.
And if you kind of got that idea of like, yeah, okay, I can see that coming. Okay, it looks a bit rosier. That's kind of true hope, but it has to come from now rather than sort of later.
You're right. Yeah, you have to be able to hang on to it right now. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, so when we hang up this call and I'm going to go about the rest of my day, you go about the rest of your day, tell me, a guy like me or any guys, girls listening, by the way, this is in over 40 countries. People listen to it, watch it on YouTube. It's really crazy. I don't know how it gets out there, but people all over the place will hear what you have to say. How do we move forward right now? Some simple ABC kind of steps to share hope with someone else or grow in hope on our own. I think you may have just answered the same question with question 4.
There is a different one because I binge watch. I'm terrible for TED Talks.
I know, right? TED Talks are amazing.
Incredible.
Like I can learn how to cure cancer in one, and then I can learn how to fly a quadcopter upside down and pick up a marble. I mean, right there in 30 minutes, I got both of those things done. You know.
You can combine the two. Then you can cure cancer while flying a helicopter. Woo! So I think one of my favorite TED Talks is called Beauty, Gratitude, Nature, and I think like the hope kind of there comes from just gratitude. When you're like, this guy he's like a monk and he gives this amazing talk, and it's kind of like once you are grateful for what you have, then hope becomes possible, because once you're grateful for the here and now, you're not wanting for anything more, you're actually making the most of it. So I suppose like real hope comes from seeing what you've already got rather than what you don't have, and I think gratitude is a huge conduit part of that.
Wow.
So yeah, I think gratitude is like, I used to do meditation like when I woke up before I went to bed. It's a lot of effort in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like, I have stopped. But one of the things that I massively did take away from it is like when you start to be grateful, it's amazing what weird things you start to become grateful for. Like I just had a really weird, like I was once like getting the tube and I was like, it's actually really cool that I can walk. And I never thought about being able to. You'd only normally think about that if you kind of lost a limb or if you were broken ankle or something. And it's really weird what can pop into your mind of like what you can be grateful for, and that kind of gives you hope of like, I want to use that better, you know.
So tell me, I'm writing this down. You said it perfectly a second ago. Real hope comes from being grateful for what you already have, rather than. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, rather than what you want.
Rather than what you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of that perspective thing again as well. Like if you can kind of build the platform that you're on now rather than looking ahead, then it kind of it's much stronger.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Love that, man. Yeah. Love that. Cool. Wow. So how can people follow you around? Twitter, Facebook, website? What do you have out there so we can keep up?
That's brilliant. Yeah, like Twitter at Dave Chawner, Facebook. I think I'm like Dave Chawner 3, which is actually quite nice because that's my favourite number, so I was quite chuffed about that. And my website, davechawner.co.uk.
And Dave Chawner, just in case anybody's listening in, it's Dave, D-A-V-E, Chawner, C-H-A-W-N-E-R. I sure hope that Dave Chawner 1 and Dave Chawner 2 really like their numbers, because it'd be pretty sucky if they didn't, you know?
I've always thought that. I used to be in touch with a Dave Chawner in Southampton, and we got in touch, and we had a bit of a chat, but then it was a bit weird, because apart from we've got the same name, we literally had nothing in common.
You know,
talking about times we've used our passport or driving license. There are very few things that we can talk about. You know what I mean?
That's great. So, random questions about being a comedian. So, when you go on stage, are you just freaked out and nervous, or are you the kind of person who just can't wait to be in front of a group of people?
I'm generally an asshole. Like, yeah, I am quite an attention-seeking person. It's just rubbish. But I still, yeah, obviously you still get scared. And there is always that, because I think my biggest fear, I was thinking about this yesterday, I'm not necessarily nervous in the kind of like nervous way. I'm always just, I kind of get fidgety and I'm like, oh my God. And then I convince myself that it's going to be rubbish. It's never going to be great. But as soon as you kind of get on there, and as soon as you kind of get that first laugh, it's kind of like that feeling of when you've just opened like the best present, and you're like, oh my God, and you want to play with it straight away. It's kind of that feeling, and that's why I love contradictions. And if ever there's like a big, like I was saying earlier on, I'm not an alpha male, and if there's a big group of like, oh, what you got, kind of thing, if you can make those laugh, winning them over, oh my God, it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's great. All right, so what's the dumbest question people ask you when they hear that you're a comedian? They're like, so you're standing around eating dinner, and they're like, "Oh, you're a comedian? Tell us a joke. Tell us a joke." I mean, what is it that people always say?
Yeah, it's normally tell us a joke. The best one that I really like is, "Are you funny?" Because like I always say to them, like whenever they say, "Are you funny?" I'm like, well, if I say no, then you're not going to come and see the show. If I say yes, then I look like an arrogant asshole. So you caught me in the sweet spot there. Like, I don't know, I have nothing to that, you know? And also other people really say, like genuinely, a manager once said, you don't look like a comedian. And I was like, I forgot the red nose and a wig this morning. You know? Someone also asked me as well, do I know Russell Brand, which was brilliant. I was like, yeah, it's his turn to get the milk, you know. Me, him, George Carlin, we all lived in a place together, you know. Ridiculous. But,
all right, so where are you on stage right now? If people want to come see you in the London area, where can they find you?
Amazing. Well, I'm doing a UK tour, which is well exciting.
Yeah.
Which I normally am normal. Yeah. And that's like February. So that's like the 15th to the 29th or something. I've got 14 gigs in 14 days.
Whoa.
So yeah, all around the country as well.
That's so cool.
So excited. Like St Andrews, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Cambridge, Oxford. I can't remember them. Obviously, I've got a London date, Bristol date, Liverpool, Manchester, and it's going to be like, I love doing stuff like that because it's going to be wake up, go to the gig, do the gig, wake up, go to the gig. So it's going to be all around the country. Can't wait for that.
Oh, man, that's fun. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, Dave Chawner, thank you very much for being part of our survey. You have represented, I think, what did I tell you earlier? You're 1 in 8 million. That's how it breaks out. Yeah, 1,000 people on the globe. That means you're the representative for 8 million people. That's scary. So I sure hope you answered them right, because I mean, yeah.
Those poor people, like they have got a rubbish representative. You know, like.
There's 8 million comedians on the planet, and we talked to Dave. I mean, no.
I don't want to get too political, but that's like if Donald Trump did get in. You know what I mean? Like that's an awful representative. You know,
being over here in the States right now with several of the people who are running, they're hilarious to watch. Honestly, Donald Trump, it's funny. Like, you think, I don't know what would happen if he got in, but man, he sure is entertaining during this whole it's just hilarious to watch.
I think you should learn how to juggle, maybe spin a few plates, because that's what he's good at. You know what I mean?
He's an entertainer. I mean, he really is. Yeah.
Imagine it, you know, sort of get some cha-cha girls. He's got the whole thing going on. He's good.
All right, man. It's been great talking to you.
Chris, and thanks so much.
Hopefully I'll see you in London, maybe in the summertime. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Pop that email. Please pop that email.
I will. Right. Don't worry. Thanks, man.
See you, mate.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. Bye. Dave Chawner, thanks so much for hanging out. Fun guy. He really is. So great advice. Being real. Just getting down to it and bringing optimism and some better stuff to your daily life. He's a great guy for that. He really is. And thanks for being honest and open about who you are and how you make every day a little bit better. Cool. All right, you can check more about him on our website, isharehope.com. Also, social media for me, Chris Williams HQ is the handle for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere else you probably look, Chris Williams HQ, or all those links I think are on the website too at isharehope.com. But we'll have Dave's episode there with links to his websites, his social media, pictures, some videos about him, stuff like that. So have fun. Have a great day. See you later. Thanks.
You've just listened to I Share Hope. If you're ready to make a change, head to our website at isharehope.com and claim your free copy of the Top 10 Actions of Hope from World Leaders to use hope in your own life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
So you live in one of the cloudiest, foggiest cities on the planet, and you're a comedian. That either seems like the worst place possible to be a comedian or the easiest place possible because everybody's just desperate to laugh.
I think that's kind of generally the English way. People just need to laugh, and there's so little to laugh about. I love it. I'm very lucky. I've always loved. I grew up kind of far away. Well, in English terms, far away from London, and I've always wanted to live in London. So I'm very, very lucky to live here. I think it's probably more the artificial lights. That's the nearest we get to sunlight, and London has a lot of them, so it's fine, Once you are grateful for what you have, then hope becomes possible, because once you're grateful for the here and now, you're not wanting for anything more. You're actually making the most of it. So I suppose real hope comes from seeing what you've already got rather than what you don't have.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Dave, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, Chris, how's it going?
Awesome. You can't hear me. And the little circle's going around your picture there on the screen. And there we are. Yay.
Oh, here we go. I've got your picture up.
I guess I can see you now. I can see you. You're walking.
I can't see you, but that's fine.
Oh, really? Well, hang on. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see. Just turn the video off. Now I'm turning the video back on. And you see me?
Yay! There we are.
Awesome, man. So,
how's it going?
Good. So, where are you right now in the world?
I am in London, so South London, like Brixton.
Yeah.
It's kind of so it's 3:00 in the afternoon here, on a really blurry grey day.
But isn't that the way it always is in London? I hear it's just always grey.
Yeah, I would like to lie to you and say, no, it's beautiful. No, it's always rubbish.
So my wife really, really, really wants to visit London, and we've never been over there. We're going to try to do that next summer. So if we come to London, obviously you're going to host us for 3 weeks straight and just feed us and take us everywhere and give us the best cars and the best hotel. I appreciate that. That's so kind.
That's all right, mate. I'm glad we had this chat. Yeah, the limos. You can see my meager flat. But if you do come over, please let me know. That would be great.
Oh, really? I'd love to hook up. But where do you suggest? So crazy Americans show up, and we're gonna spend a week in London. What are the top 2 or 3 things we have to do?
Great question. I think, for hotels, I still choose to live here. Terrible weather. So what about you? Where are you now?
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, so smack in the middle of the States, and it's a really bleary, gray day. But yesterday it was like 70 degrees and sunny, so I can't complain. Most of our days are good. They really are.
Wow.
All right, so you are a stand-up comedian. Are you standing right now? Are you standing up?
I am actually standing right now, just to prove to you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change the light as well. It's I'm really dark. Right, I think that's better. You think that's better? Yeah, cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you're good. No, so when I was a kid, I used to think that stand-up comedians mean they had to stand up because they always stand there behind a microphone in front of a brick wall, right?
Yeah.
So what's it